Hello, my name is Daniel Giannini. I recently moved here to work at PMRF. Growing up, even though I went to church, I had conflicting views of it. My dad would stay at home while my mom took us to church. We were the family that went because that's what you do on a Sunday. My dad was abusive to us growing up, so when they got divorced when we were 12, it was actually nice having him move out. But then started the custody battles. It was spending the weekends at my dad's house. My mom couldn't afford a private school anymore, so we started going to public school. I started drinking alcohol and doing drugs by ninth grade and never finished high school. Really, neither of my parents wanted us, so my growing up years consisted of being thrown out from one house to another. When I was 18, my dad ended up brutally murdering my stepmom and then committing suicide. After this, I went to a really dark place: substance abuse, destructive lifestyle, and anything I could find to numb the pain. I'm amazed I'm alive today. During this time, I had my daughter from another abusive relationship. After we broke up, she used my daughter as leverage for the next 12 years. And this only encouraged my addictions. All my early life, I never had people who truly loved and appreciated me. In this dark place, I remember sitting on the floor in my room, crying many times, wondering where God was and what he was doing, if he was just watching this whole time. I remembered a quote from a movie that said, "Get busy living or get busy dying." So I said, "God, if you're here, if you're real, I will come to you, but I need you to come to me because I can't do it by myself." I never really had a bright light moment that brought me to God, where he came in all his glory to rescue me from this. But shortly after that prayer, I went to a middle school reunion and I saw an old friend who invited me to a Bible study the day before he was leaving for Israel. If it was one day later, I would not have gone, but the Lord brought him at the right time. And it was through this Bible study that I finally was plugged into many different churches that guided me in my walk. Part of this was that they invited me to go on a mission trip to Ukraine. Once we arrived at the orphanage, they welcomed us with open arms. They were incredibly thankful and excited that we came. This was the first time I felt wanted and loved in this way, and the Lord used it to help me understand finally his love for me. I spent the next couple of years pursuing God and his people. I met some really great people who the Lord used to shape me. I've been on a few more mission trips that have also deeply impacted my life as well. Even though I never had an extravagant moment of conversion, every day I just keep moving closer towards the Lord. I have been so blessed since the moment I asked God to show up for me, and I just keep songs of praise and rejoice in my heart from all I've been rescued from. I'd like to end with this verse. Philippians 3:13 and 14 says, "I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us."